Hey guys, do you like Necropolis? It's okay. It's not great, but it's pretty good. Not as good as Dark Souls 3, but still pretty good. But I'm not here to review Necropolis. If you want a review of Necropolis, read one in like Electronic Gaming Monthly or Game Informer. Are those even still around? No, I'm actually here to talk about this. Yes, Necropolis, the vinyl soundtrack composed by John Everest. I purchased this from iam8bit.com on June 25th, 2016, and it was delivered to me on February 13th, 2017. And as far as I'm concerned, it was well worth the wait, because this is quite a neat little soundtrack. Lots of bubbly synths and stuff. And just look at that record. All green and stuff. Nice. But I'm not here to review the soundtrack to Necropolis. If you want a review of the soundtrack to Necropolis, read one in like Rolling Stone or something. Does Rolling Stone even review albums? I don't know. I don't read Rolling Stone. No, I'm actually here to talk about this. Yes, Escape the Necropolis, the tabletop RPG. That's right. Not only does this album come with the soundtrack on vinyl, it also comes with its own tabletop dungeon crawler drawn right there on the album sleeve. Pretty snazzy, huh?
No.
Anyway, before you start, you'll need some materials. First, you'll need a D6 dice, a pen, some paper, and a whole lot of luck. Because, believe it or not, just like a real dungeon crawler, this game is pretty brutal. Now the setup of the game is pretty simple. All you do is unfold the record sleeve and lay it on a flat surface. And there you have it. You have the tools, you have the talent, you have the game. Pretty snazzy, huh?
No.
Anyway, for starters, your character, represented by this game piece, begins the game with 30 HP. That's hit points, for those of you who are not in the tabletop gaming know. You are free to move about wherever you want in the maze. The object of the game is to reach and ultimately defeat the Brazen Head, which is this Illuminati-looking fella right here. Combat, on the other hand, is a little more difficult to explain. Everything you do is pretty much all determined by rolling the dice. When you reach an enemy, which is represented by a skull and crossbones on the maze, the first thing you do is roll the dice. Depending on which number you land on, that determines how many HP the enemy has. If you land on 1, it has 5 HP. If you land on 2, it has 8 HP. 3, 12 HP. 4, 18 HP. 5, 24 HP. 6, 30 HP. To fight an enemy, once again, you roll the dice. And once again, depending on which number you land on, that determines how much damage you deal or how much damage you take. If it lands on 1, 2, or 3, you take either 8 damage, 4 damage, or 1 damage, respectively. If it lands on 4, 5, or 6, you deal either 1 damage, 4 damage, or 8 damage, respectively. Once you have defeated an enemy, you can continue. Items follow the same sort of principle. A roll of the dice determines not only the kind of item you pick up, but also what the item does, how strong it is, whether it will help you or harm you. Weapons and shields, you can carry one of each. In addition to the damage you deal with the original attack roll, if you are carrying a weapon, you may deal more damage. Land on 1, you get a pointy stick. Deals +1 damage. 2, a swift dagger, +2 damage. 3, hooked blade, +3 damage. 4, hand axe, +4 damage. 5, longsword, +5 damage. 6, warhammer, +6 damage. If you have a shield when the enemy attacks you, after your dice lands on 1, 2, or 3 and you've taken damage, depending on which shield you have, you'll take less damage than what you landed on in the first roll. 1, piece of wood, -1 damage. 2, leather shield, -2 damage. 3, wood shield, -3 damage. 4, metal buckler, -4 damage. 5, Kite Shield, minus 5 damage. 6. Great Shield, minus 6 damage. Health Potions, same thing. Roll the dice. Land on 1, Poison, negative 3 HP. 2, plus 2 HP. 3, plus 5 HP. 4, plus 10 HP. 5, plus 15 HP. 6, plus 20 HP. Treasure Chest unlocks magical items. Roll the dice and open it and take what's inside. Land on 1.
It's a trap!
Minus 10 HP. 2. Bomb. Deals 15 damage to any enemy. 3. Invisibility Potion. Sneak past the enemy. 4. Kunai. You can attack an enemy 3 times in a row. 5. Whetstone. Adds plus 1 to any damage dealt by a weapon. 6. Divine Potion. Refills your health completely. If you're still awake at this time, a little bonus quest for you is to find the ancient relic of I'm a Tbit. If you find this relic and you bring it to the Brazen Head, you have reduced its 50 HP in half. And finally, when you defeat the Brazen Head, you get the ultimate reward.
You're the best! Boy, you've really whipped this game. I mean, you can put it back on the shelf. You've mastered it. I mean, on difficult. That's incredible. I couldn't even do that. I'm telling you, you know, you can just put the joystick down now and rest assured that you are the best. I mean, you're probably the only one who's even done this. You're probably the only person who's heard this right now. Heard this. Me, talking right now. You! You are someone special to us. We care about you. I mean, if you ever feel bad about yourself, think about this day and what you're hearing right now. You are the best. And if you fail at anything, if you come in last at the track meet, you just sit there and raise your head up and say, Shiny said, I was the best. And dang it, I'm the best. I'm in last place, but I'm the best. If you wake up someday and you're in prison, serving a life sentence, you just look up and say, I'm the best. When you're down, when you're lonely, when all their friends have turned their backs on you because you're such a jerk, you just sit there and say to yourself, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
And that is how you play Escape the Necropolis.